Aprende en casa a través de la televisión. Levántate con energía y conéctate con la estrella. Prepara tu lápiz, bolígrafo y cuaderno, porque Meduca presenta Conéctate con la estrella.
Hello students, welcome back to Conéctate con la Estrella. And this our 9th week of English classes thanks to the initiative of the Ministry of Education for you students of 8th grade. I'm the teacher Julio Samaniego, and in the next 40 minutes of class, we are going to learn about an amazing topic, which is professions and occupations. We are going to try to base this topic on those professions and occupations that we actually have here in our country. Okay, but before we start with our class for this day, it is very important to remember that we have to wash our hands very often, and we have to try to keep our workspace pretty clean. Okay, so for today's class, if you're just following these instructions, you are going to be safe and everyone around you will be safe. Pretty good. Okay, very important also. So for every class, we always need some materials. This time I'm gonna give you like 10 seconds for you to get ready. So go get your English notebook, go get your pen or a pencil. You can go get even an eraser just in case you need it. Everything you need for this class, this is time for you to go and get it. Okay, 5 seconds more and you are going to be ready. Okay, now that it seems that you already have your material, we are ready to start. So let's go. Okay, before we start with the topics for today, it is very important to remember and evaluate our previous knowledge. So can you remember the previous topic? Awesome. Yeah, that's right. It was about ethnicities in Panama. And now that we had already mentioned the topic, what about the different types of ethnic group we can find in our country? You're right. Indigenous. Indigenous was the first one we studied, right? What about another one that we can mention? Very good. Caucasian, those one coming from Spain, right? Pretty good. And there are two more missing. Do you remember them? Perfect. Asian people, we have a lot of them here in Panama, right? Pretty good. Okay, and the last one, yeah, Afro-Panamanian. So actually, these are the 4 different ethnic groups that we are actually seeing everywhere we go here in Panama. They are part of our country right now. Pretty good. Okay, now that we have already seen the previous topic, it is time to start watching the topics for today. So let's see this picture. This picture here is going to be pretty interesting. It is about the topic for today. So can you identify any of these professions and occupations? I'm gonna give you 10 seconds for you to think about each of them. We have plenty of them. Most of them are pretty common one. Okay, pretty good. Awesome. Okay, I also did identified some of them, and actually, they are pretty, some of them are even new for me as well. So I'm pretty sure that there are some new for you as well. So how many of them could you identify? 3, 4, 5? Perfect. Very well. Don't worry. Later on, you are going to find out each of them one by one. Okay, so let's go here. And in this time, I want you to see a video that is going to give you more information about the different occupations, the different professions that we have all around the places we go. Okay, so let's see the video and pay attention to it.
Hello friends! Today we're going to learn jobs and occupations. There are so many of them, so we're going to make 3 videos. This is the first one. Don't miss any detail. Teacher. Teachers teach young children in school. Teacher. Doctor. Doctors look after our health and cure us when we're sick. They work in a hospital. Doctor. Nurse. Nurses help doctors look after our health. Nurse. Dentist. Dentists treat gum and mouth sores. Remember to brush your teeth to keep them healthy. Dentist. Actor. Actors play characters in movies, series, or theater plays. Actor. Farmer. Farmers look after animals and grow fruit, vegetables, and cereal. They work on the farm. Farmer. Footballer. Footballers are professional football players, a team sport where they have to kick the ball through the goalposts. Goal! Footballer. Baker. Bakers make and sell bread or other products like cakes and cupcakes. They work at a bakery. Baker. Cook. Cooks make tasty food and meals. They work at a restaurant, a hotel, or even at the school canteen. Cook. Pilot. Pilots fly airplanes to transport passengers and goods. Pilot. Police officer. Police officers help to maintain law and order. They arrest the bad guys and they work at the police station. Police officer. Firefighter. Firefighters put out fires and respond to emergencies. They drive their famous fire truck. They wear a helmet and use a fire hose. Firefighter.
Did you like the video? It was pretty good, right? Did you see that there are many different occupations, different professions? Awesome, right? Okay, now it is time to go ahead and see the goal for today. Once we finish this class, guys, we are going to be able to identify and use different professions and occupations in simple sentences. This is what we're going to be able to do when we finish this class today. Perfect. Now, I want you to see this question we have here. This question says, what does he and she do? Okay, I'm going to repeat it again. So, what does he and she do? Perfect. Now I'm going to ask you to take a look on this picture here, okay, and tell me, what does he do? Tell me, what does he do? You're right. Perfect. He is a doctor. And what about the second picture? Can you take a look of it and tell me, what does she do? What does she do? You're right. She is a teacher. Perfect. Let's get concentrated in this okay, question, because this is going to be a key point, okay, in this class, so you guys have to pay a lot of attention to it, okay? Now that we have already seen the topic itself, what do you think of going to see the most common occupation and profession in Panama? Okay, the first one is a nurse. Can you repeat, please? A nurse. The second one is a dentist. A dentist. Perfect. The third one is a police officer. A police officer. Pretty good. Now let's go ahead and see more of them. What about this one? A firefighter. Can you repeat, please? A firefighter. Awesome. Let's go see the next one. I'm engineer. I'm engineer. Perfect. The other one is a chef. A chef. A chef. Pretty good. Now let's go and see more of them. What about this one? Pretty common, right? This is a judge. A judge. A judge. Awesome. Let's go and see the other one. An actor, an actor, an actor. Pretty good. This one is a farmer, a farmer. Good. We have already seen 9 of them. They are basically the most common ones, but there are still more. So let's go ahead and see more. This one, this is a pretty traditional one, which is a housewife. A housewife. Pretty good. The other one is an electrician. An electrician. An electrician. And the other one is a student. A student. Pretty good. We had already seen 12 of these common professions and occupations here in Panama, right? So, but there was something even a little bit more, specific and interesting to learn. It is that we were using, right, articles. Pretty good. So did you see the A and N were in each of these professions just before the noun? Pretty good. Okay, so today we are going to learn also about these articles. So the first thing we have to take into consideration is that they become articles, okay? Perfect. Since they are articles, they are going to be used in 2 different ways. So that's why we have 2 articles. So we are going to divide this board into 2 different parts, okay? Right and left. And we are going to have the first one, a, here, which is going to be the first we are going to be studying today. Okay, what we have to do with the article a is use it before those nouns that begins with the consonant. Pretty good. So, can you mention some of those consonants? Pretty good. You're awesome. The letter C, perfect. That is a consonant. T, very good. M, yeah, and there are many more, right? So what we have to do is just to use a before those nouns that begins with a consonant sound. Okay, so what would be the good example? You are right. The one we saw later, right? And north, for example. So since this noun begins with the letter N, then it is a consonant, so we have to use the article a. Perfect. Is there any other example you would like to add? Pretty good. That also works. A teacher. Awesome. So since it is a consonant sound right there, so we have to use also the letter or the article, in this case, a. Perfect. Now, if we go to the other side, then we are going to have the article N. N. This article is going to be used for those nouns that begins with a vowel sound. Okay, so do you remember the vowels? Pretty good. They are A, E, I, O, and U. Those are vowel sounds, right? So what about using an example here with a noun that begins with a vowel sound? Perfect. You're pretty good. And actor. Awesome. So we are using here because the noun begins with, pretty good, a vowel sound. Is there any other example that you would like to add? Very good. And engineer. Perfect. So since engineer is also beginning with a vowel sound here, right? We have to use the article N. Okay? So this is pretty tricky for you guys to learn and know about the different, right, use of these articles. Okay. Later on, we are going to keep on working with them, so I hope you have already taken notes about it, and we are going to put them into practice later on. Okay, let's go and see. Now that you already know about articles, let's go ahead and do a small recap of this topic. I have already got here 3 different pictures. I want you to think about each of them, okay? I want you to think about each of them. They use different articles, and remember, according to the beginning of the noun. Perfect. So let's go with the first one. It says nurse. Nurse. Does it sound with consonant or with vowel? With vowel? No, that's not vowel sound. It is perfect consonant sound. So what is the right answer then? We said a nurse. Pretty good. What about the second one? The second one says electrician. So the beginning sounds with a consonant sound or a vowel sound. You're right. An electrician, because this is vowel sound. Awesome. And the third one says firefighter. Firefighter. It says, does it sound with a consonant or with a vowel? Pretty good. It sounds with a consonant sound. So we have to use the article a. So this is the way, guys, we have to use the different articles in English, okay? Pretty good. This is not all. Now we are going to find out something more important, okay? And this is like the way we can ask people about someone's profession. If you want to get to know, right, someone's profession, then you need to ask in a particular way in English. And actually, this is the right way we have to ask. What does he or she do? Okay? So let's try to focus on this question here that says, what does he or she do? Okay, perfect. Now that we have this, let's see some examples. The first one, take a look on the picture. It says, what does he do? What does he do? Now that you already know some professions in English, you are able to say the answer, a dentist, right? So we have to say, he is a dentist. The most important here is that we are only using the pronoun he because we are referring to a male noun. And every time we use a male noun, then it means that we have to use he and not she. Perfect. Now, let's go and see the other one. There is another example. In this example, we have, what does she do? Because it's a nurse, right? So she is a girl, right? So if we have she in the question, then she is going to be also in the answer. So tell me. Pretty good. So she is a nurse. And we are using she in the question, I mean the answer, because we have to use she for female then nouns. Okay? Pretty tricky. This is not like really complicated. It is pretty easy. We have already seen that before, right? Pretty good. Okay. Now that you already know about questions and answers, I want you to tell me about this. Pretty good. Okay. What does blank do? Let's take a look on the picture. Let's analyze it. Remember that we have to find out the gender, right? So is she or he in the picture? You're right. It's she. So what does she do? Very good. So if we have what does she do, what is going to be the answer? You're right. She is a farmer. Pretty good. So now we have already got one example. Let's go ahead and see a second example here. Let's take a look on the picture. We have a boy or a girl. Is this a man or a woman? That's right. It's a man, right? So how we can complete the question? What does he or she do? Awesome. And congratulations, you're doing a pretty good job so far. What does He do. He do. Perfect. So, what about the answer? You're right. He is a firefighter. So people, this has been pretty amazing to find out the way of using, right, professions and occupations vocabulary, right, to refer to a person, which is pretty important. And the most important here, it was also that we learned how to use articles before the nouns. Also, you already know how to get to know someone's profession, okay? So, now let's go ahead and practice, because we have already seen, right? We have already seen the different professions and occupations we find in Panama, right? So we have to go and try to practice. Don't worry if you have mistakes, it is pretty normal. We can have mistakes every time, right? Because we all learn from them, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and practice. For this practice, I want you to help me choose the right answer for each of the pictures we have here, okay? Let's go to the first one. In the first picture we have a judge. Awesome, pretty good. So if we have a judge in this first picture, what is the right way to answer the question, what does he do? What does he do? She is a judge, he is an judge, or he is a judge? What do you think is the right answer for what does he do? You're right. That is the right answer. He is a judge. Pretty good. What about the second one? Take a look on the picture. What does he do? He is an actor. She is an actor, or he is an actor. Which of this answer do you think is the correct one? The first one, you're right. Pretty good. He is an actor. Okay, let's go and see another one. Let's choose the right answer for these two examples here. Let's go and look in the first picture. Okay, it says, what does he do? What does he do? Let's go and see the options we have here. He is an engineer, she is an engineer, or he is an engineer. Which of these three options do you think is the correct one? You're right. Pretty good. Is the first one. He is an engineer. And we are using an engineer here because we are having a noun beginning with a vowel sound. Pretty smart. Awesome. Let's go and see the other one. On the other one we have, you're right, a woman. So what does she do? What does she do? Perfect. She is a teacher. Because the other options like he is a teacher is not possible because we are using the pronoun he, and he refers to pretty good, man. And the other one we are using what? He also, it is not possible because it is not the correct usage of pronoun for girls. Pretty good. Okay, this is not all. Let's go and see the next activity. And here I need more of your help because we have to unscramble the following words to give right answers to each of the questions we have there. Okay, so let's go and see the first one, the number one. In this question we have, what does she do? And the crumbled words we have is she, nurse, and So can you think like for 5 seconds about the right way we can unscramble each of these words just to have a right sentence? As a correct answer, of course. You're right. She is a nurse. Pretty good. So what does she do? She is a nurse. Let's go to the second one. What does he do? We have engineer, is, an, and he. Time for you to start thinking about the answer. Okay, engineer, is, an, and he. So the right answer for answering this question, what does he do, is awesome. You're right. He is an engineer. Perfect. Let's go and see the third one. The number 3 says, what does she do? What does she do? Says a housewife, is, and she are the scramble words. So let's unscramble there and try to find out the right answer. What do you think about it? You're right. She is a housewife. Pretty good. And the last one, number 4, it says, what does he do? What does he do? We have at an auction, he, actor, and an is. He, actor, and an is. So think about it. Try to unscramble these words just to get the right answer. Very good. He is an actor. So far we have already seen, right, each of the different way we can ask questions to know someone's profession. This is pretty interesting. And now, before we go to practice at home, right, it is very important to know that we have to do something else. I want you to take a look on the teacher, okay? What does the teacher do? What does the teacher do? Take a look on the teacher. Yes, that's right. The teacher is a doctor today. So before we are going to practice at home, I want you to help me work on something different. Okay? I brought with me some friends today, and I want you to help me. I want you to help me guess their professions. I want you to help me get to know what do each of them do. Okay? So what do you think? You come with me, and then we are going to start working on this activity with me. Okay? So, pretty good. Now we are going to start working. I'm going to help you. Actually, you're going to help me, and I'm going to help you to start working on this activity, because it is going to be pretty tricky, because, you know, they are all my friends, but I don't know what do they do. So some of them are men and girls, so I don't know actually what does he or she do. So what I want you to do, first of all, is to give me a number. As you can see here in this board, they all have a number, right? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So what is the first thing you have to do is just to pick a number. Pick a number. Any number will be fine. Perfect. Let's go ahead with the number 1. It is good. Okay, pretty good. If we have the number 1, I want to ask you, what does he or she do? Okay, you said number 1, right? So number 1 is he or she? Perfect. It is he. If it is he, then I have to ask, what does he do? What does he do? Pretty good. You're pretty smart, but now you said that is the answer. Let's go and see if that is the right answer. So I'm gonna tip from here, right? And let's go ahead and see if your answer was exactly the same I have here. So the answer says that he is a police. That was your answer? Awesome. Pretty good. So the first one was, what does he do? Perfect. So the answer is, he is a police. Actually, we can say also, he is a police officer. Pretty good. What about the second one? Pick a number, any number, the one you want. It doesn't matter. You can just let me know the number. Awesome. Let's go ahead with the number 4. Fine. Okay, let's go and identify the right pronoun. We have to use he or she. Let's go and see. Let me take a look at it. Yeah, you're right. It's he. Perfect. If it is he, then what is the question? What does, right? What does he do? Very good. Very good. So, if we already got the question, let's go and see the answer. What do you think about the answer? What does he do? Let's take a look on the picture, okay? Let's take a look on the picture. Okay. It is? Perfect. Boy. So the answer, as you said before, let's see if this is right or wrong. Perfect. The answer is he is a judge. Okay, pretty good. Okay, it is just working here this way, doesn't matter. Okay, perfect. What about taking another number? Before taking another number, I'm going to ask you again. Okay, let's take a look on the teacher. And me, I'm the teacher, right? I'm the teacher. But today, I'm dressing up different just to become someone else, just to do something different, right? I'm actually wearing, you see, that's right, a lab coat. I'm also wearing this, which is this. You're right. So I'm gonna even hold on here, right? Because this works better. So now the question is, take a look at me. How do I look like? What does the teacher do today? You're right. The teacher is a doctor today. Pretty good. So we are actually doing the same. So just for you to see that you can do it either way, right? In this way here, or every time you see someone, okay? Around your area, everywhere you go, you're gonna get a profession. So it is very important for you to start practicing. What about picking another number? Pretty good. We still have number 3, we have number 2, we have number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and number 10. Do you want to pick another number? Awesome. I also like the number. I mean, it's number 7. Perfect. Very good. Let's take a look on the picture again and let's see if we have to use he or she. Pretty good. We have to use he because he's a man. So the question is, what does he do? What does he do? Think about it. Take a look on the picture. What does he do? How does he look like? He has some paper on his hands. Pretty good. He is, let me see if you're right or wrong, and you can also, right? Pay attention to it by checking your answer. He is an engineer. Pretty interesting, guys. I'm here, let's see, most of you said he is an engineer. Remember, the rule says that we actually have to use it with because it's begin with the letter or an E that is a vowel sound here, right? Pretty good. Okay, could you try another one? Awesome. Let's go with the number 8. This is pretty easy one, right, for all of us. I have been telling you that this is one of my favorite ones. So let's identify he or she. He or she. Awesome. He. So the question is, what does he do? What does he do? Perfect. So if we have the question, what does he do? What is the answer? Let's try to find the answer. Let's see, is you right or wrong? Let's go ahead and see the answer. And it says, he is a chef. He is a chef, right? So pretty good. Okay, now we have already find the 4 of them, right? 4 of them is fine. There are more friends of me, actually 6 missing, but I want you just to mention an extra one. What about the number 3? What about the number 3? Do you know what does she do? Yes, I'm using she because this is a girl. right? So what does she do? Awesome. She is a nurse. I'm just gonna try to find out the answer here, and you will even find it this way. So, which is the most important part here? Just to identify each of them. Okay? So, there is still more, and I am pretty sure that if I actually ask you in this moment, you're going to be able to answer each of them. For example, if I ask you number 6, I'm not going to, show you the answer right now, but I want you to give me the answer of number 6. The number 6 is he. Perfect. So we have to ask, what does he do? Awesome. So what does he do is the question. So what would it be the answer? Can you tell me his profession? Perfect. He is a dentist. He is a dentist. Pretty good. So, people, it has been really amazing today because we have been working over a pretty amazing topic, and we have to still keep on working on this because everywhere we go, there are people who are professional, and it is going to be very important to be able to identify them and use them in English because we are learning English. This is the most important part, right? So today you have learned vocabulary, and it is going to be pretty amazing, guys, if you start putting into practice what you're learning on, okay? So since we are not finished, we are going to find out what is the practice for you at home, okay? And the practice for you at home is going to change a little bit, okay? Because your homework is about to work on a poster. You have to work on a poster. You have to create a poster with 5 different professions and occupations your family do. Use the vocabulary words you learned in this class. You can see there 2 examples. We have 2 posters there. The first one says farmer, and the other one says also engineer and a farmer. So you can either put one in each of the poster, or you can just add 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 of them in the same one. Okay? So people, let me congratulate you because you have done a pretty good job today. So congratulations. I have to say that people, once again, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching Conéctate con Estrella. This is for you, students, to keep on learning and never stop. Which is more important here is that if you want to get more practices, if you want to get more information about each of the topics, you can find me on Instagram as @theteacherjs. Okay, or let me spell it for you, @DTCHERJS. So people, it has been all for today. Thank you again for watching. Hope to see you next class.